Record on this. Recording is in progress. So we are off to the races. I'm going to unmute all of our speakers one more time. So again, thank you for joining us for Ask Me Anything, our discussion on clothing and fashion with an ostomy. Got three amazing panelists here. We've got Kristen Fury. I'm just going to let them tell you about themselves. Going to then move over to Sarah Biggart, who is with Ostomy Secrets. And then we've got Kayla Kava, who is a model. So before we start asking them questions, I'm gonna have each of them just talk really briefly, like 1-2 minutes, about how they ended up with an ostomy, how they ended up being advocates in this ostomy space, and just give us a little bit of inspiration for what we're gonna hear for the next hour or so. So I'll go ahead and start with Kristen. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I have had my ostomy for 9 years. I have it due to Crohn's disease. So I was diagnosed when I was 12 years old, and my disease progressively just got worse. It attacked my colon. So I lost my colon, got a bag, and reached remission in my disease. So definitely the ostomy changed my life. And I started to talk about it on Instagram. And that kind of just was a great outlet for me to share and to help a lot of other people. Went on TikTok recently, and that kind of reached millions. And then I got a partnership with a brand called Aerie. They're under American Eagle. You may have heard about them in like your local mall. And I started talking about just fashion with an ostomy. And I basically wear all clothes that other people wear, and you have no idea I have a bag. So Aerie is amazing, and I'm really happy to be here today.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kristen. I'm sure we'll hear much more about Aerie and all of your clothing success stories as we come up. So next, I'm going to throw it over to Sarah. Why don't you share a little bit about why you're here and what you do now?
Sure. So hi, I'm Sarah. My story kind of started right when I was celebrating my first wedding anniversary, and I started getting diarrhea, and it didn't go away. And I ended up getting diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, kind of struggled for about 5 years with that. And in 2004, ended up getting my ileostomy. At the time, I had an 18-month-old son who's 19 now. And it was, for me, just probably the best thing that ever could have happened. I wish I would have done it much sooner because I had UC. Basically, it cured my disease, and I've been able to live a really healthy, happy life with my ostomy. In 2011, I was having some issues and went in and had my Barbie butt done. So had that surgery. And right as I was recovering from that second surgery, I had left my job that I'd been at for 16 years and was looking for something different, and kind of fell into Ostomy Secrets. Ostomy Secrets is now a part of Convatec, which is one of the major, manufacturers of ostomy pouches. And I've been happily there for the past 11 years. And my day-to-day role at Ostomy Secrets, I manage Ostomy Secrets, and I spend my days speaking to people on the phone, going to different support groups and things like that, and just getting to talk to people about, of course, our Ostomy Secrets products and how they can make things easier for people. But more importantly, kind of doing that peer-to-peer talks of people that might be calling that have never spoken to someone with an ostomy before, and just being able to kind of share what I've learned along the way and really help people kind of figure out their ostomy stuff and just get them started on their ostomy journey too. So I love my job. I love what I do. And I love being a part of this community. It's been amazing all these years.
That's awesome, especially as someone who went into ostomy surgery and then found yourself in a spot where you could help others. That's awesome. I always tell people the ostomy community is a community that you never want to be a part of, and then once you're in, you never want to leave. So
exactly.
that's awesome. Okay, and last but not least, we've got Kayla Kava. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've got going on? Oh, I need to unmute you. There we go.
Sorry, I was muted. So my name is Kayla, and I am an international runway model. very new to the fashion industry. I have Crohn's disease. I've had my ostomy now for 2 years. Recently just had my proctectomy about like 6 months ago or so. Just got into like pageantry as well. So just trying to be able to use the platforms to be able to advocate as much as I can for all of us. It's been amazing to represent the community, and just I'm so thankful to be here today.
Yay, that's awesome. I love that we have all different ranges of like how long you've had. So we've got some very recent ostomates. I mean, I think of recent as like anything under 5 years. I just crossed that threshold. So got some recent, we've got some really long time. So this is awesome. So in terms of question and answer sort of stuff, I'm going to kick us off with a question that we've been discussing in our committee. And then as we listen, if you have any questions for our speakers, either at an individual level or speakers as a group, go ahead and throw them in the chat, or throw the like raise your hand function on your Zoom screen. And I can either read out the question, or I can unmute you so that you can ask them yourself. But to kick us off, I was wondering, what was your most like impactful experience in clothing and fashion with an ostomy? Is that like, I wore white pants for the first time, I wore a bikini on the beach, I didn't wear a baggy shirt? Like what to you was the most the most impactful moment that you've had with your ostomy, and how it relates to clothing? I'll let you think for a second. If anyone knows, they can go ahead and get it started.
I can go first, I guess. I'd say for me, it was definitely September of last year. I did my first runway show, New York Fashion Week, and I'm in a bathing suit for the first time ever in public. And I'm on a runway. So I would say that was definitely my moment that changed me completely, because in that moment, I stepped out of my comfort zone. I was absolutely uncomfortable. I got it done, and thankfully gracefully. And like so many people had reached out to me and asked me like, you can't even see your bag, how, like, what did you do? And just to be able to help others and, you know, be a light for them, it was amazing. So I'd have to say that for me.
That's so cool. So cool. Kristen and Sarah?
I think mine would be kind of similar, as in a bathing suit, but not there, probably at the beach. It's been a while, so I don't remember the exact first time, but I never thought I would be able to go to the beach because someone would see my bag. I do like to promote body positivity, and I do show my bag on my platform, but in public, I don't have my bag hanging out ever, even at the beach. I'd rather have it covered. I see it more as a body part, so it's, but I have high-waisted bathing suits, and I felt like when I first put them on, everyone's gonna see the outline. They can see it, it's poking out. But just that first time going to the beach, I wear high-waisted bathing suits, it's completely covered, and just feeling confident that if someone did see an outline, like it's not going to be something that anyone is going to care about, and just feeling comfortable and going and just being like, you know what, like I'm at the beach right now. If I didn't have my ostomy, I would not be there. I'd probably be in the bathroom at home crying. So it just a big step in feeling comfortable in this new body, and feeling cute too, because there's so many bathing suits out there that do cover bags, and you think that, like with me, I used to wear them lower, and I'm like, oh, everyone else is wearing that, and no longer caring. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I always like to remind people, you know, when you walk into a room, no one's looking at your abdomen. People are looking at your face. They want to see your smile. We might be really worried or focused about it, but no one else is. No one's looking. I think for me, for clothing, it's really about like confidence. It's when I feel confident and I feel comfortable, regardless of what article of clothing I'm wearing. It's more about just the power and the empowerment of having my ostomy. Like Kristen said, you know, before I was sick, I was chained to the toilet, you know, I couldn't go anywhere or do anything. And because of my ostomy, I'm able to do whatever I want to do. And that in itself for me is that's where the power lies, is that I can, my ostomy has given me my life back 100%. I'm able to do those things that I want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I second and third and all of the things that you guys said. I think it's extremely empowering to have those experiences, especially when you never, like when you go into ostomy surgery and you think that, oh, this is the end of wearing bathing suits or feeling good in my clothes or anything like that. And then having those experiences where you do feel great. So on that kind of topic, do you have any accessories or tips and tricks that make you feel most confident with your bag? Is it like, I wear a pair of bike shorts under everything so that it's smooth, or any branded accessories? We've seen like Stealth Belt and Ostomy Secret stuff and anything like that. So that's my next question for you guys.
Well, I can definitely speak about Ostomy Secrets. I mean, I wear mine every day. They do make a difference, you know, having the secure inner pocket inside of my underwear. We have underwear and wraps and swimwear, intimacy wraps. We've got really something for everyone. We're about lifestyle, but for me, every day I wear our underwear, and just not having my pouch flopping around or poking at me and having it snug and secure against my body really allows me to wear whatever it is I want to wear. Also, you know, just little things like, you know, when I'm like you, Kristen, I don't really want my pouch hanging out in public, you know, I keep it covered. But even something like, you know, you got a hotel room with your friends and everyone's getting dressed, I like that it's like concealed and covered for me, and it just kind of makes me feel more comfortable and confident for sure.
Awesome.
I'd like to kind of go off on that, and kind of like some of the things that Sarah had said. Just, I know like for myself, I try to I wear bag covers and I like to match them to whatever it is that I'm wearing. If I'm gonna wear like a crop top or something, I like to try to kind of cover it up with like something cute, and accessorize it sort of. I definitely love wearing wraps. I wear the Simply Beautiful, I think is the brand. I bought it such a long time ago, but I really love her wraps, and I'm kind of old school too. I still use my Coloplast wrap as well. And I also use the Mr. Crohn's and Colitis wrap for myself, just because I like it really snug sometimes too.
Nice.
I first started wearing, I actually have it right here. It's just like this stretchy bandeau. It looks like something that you would just wear like on like your top to cover your breasts, but it's very tight. So it's probably something like a lot of other people wear, but it's so flat because I wear a lot of like super tight dresses or tight skirts or shirts. And if you can see the outline of my bag, I just pop this on underneath and it can't see anything. Of course, Stealth Belt as well. I like the slip on because it doesn't have like the Velcro. I don't like bulky. So the Stealth Belt's not going to fit for me under everything, but it's definitely good for the support. And I actually have colors coming. I wish they would have been here now because there are so many different colors. There's like the lace for the sexy kind of intimate time, or if you want to have prints to match bathing suits. But yeah, definitely just something to flatten the bag, because I do wear it like this dress, it has a print on it. So you're not going to see the bag. But if this were just all one solid color, you could probably see the outline. No one else could see it. Only I can, because I worry about that. Sometimes still, I try not to. But yeah, just having something to flatten it and not make me kind of uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. That makes all sorts of sense. Definitely, I feel like the outline of the bag and keeping it flat is probably the most common, not complaint, but worry point of most ostomates. And kind of on that tangent, I guess, how do you handle clothing and output in terms of like, are you very aware that your bag is filling and how that affects the way things look? Do you try to steer clear of certain articles of clothing that would maybe constrict output? How does your ostomy's function play into the clothing choices that you make? Because I know that's a really common question, especially for people who have just had surgery and are concerned that they can only wear baggy things because they don't want anything touching their stoma or anything like that. So how do the ostomy choices that you make either contribute to or have in mind the function of your stoma?
My mom would always tell me that I was built for comfort and not style. And I think that's still true today. My first priority is always my comfort. I want to be comfortable. I would say for me, I don't really like crop tops. I always kind of make sure that my shirts kind of are hip length. I love wearing like a short dress with leggings. I wear dresses a lot because I don't want my ostomy to be like the focus. And I would feel like if I was wearing something like that's more tight, you just have to be a little more dialed into it, because if your pouch is filling and you're wearing something tight, you've got to empty it sooner and things like that. So for me, like if I'm sitting and having a nice conversation with someone, I don't want to have to be like, oh, I got to go because I got to go empty my pouch. So I'm always kind of wearing things that I'm going to be able to conceal it better. So dresses for me, and then long, like short dresses and leggings are kind of my go-to most of the time because I don't want to focus on it,
Mm-hmm.
I like high-waisted. So I think from the very beginning of getting my bag, I just started to wear everything high-waisted. And when I wear things on my hip, that's when the little pouch kind of comes in. It constricts the output. To this day, like I got rid of like 15 pairs of pants / shorts because I have way too many clothes, and most of them were the high. I was like, okay, if I haven't worn this in a year, I'm gonna get rid of it. But like I wear like a lot of the high-waisted leggings. Harry's my favorite, of course. They have these like bell bottom, but they go all the way over my bag. Jean shorts, high-waisted. Dresses, if they're not flowy, I have high-waisted booty shorts underneath or my wraps. I do empty my bag more often. When I eat, I empty it right away. And if we're at the restaurant a long time, I'll empty it one more time and I'll leave, and I'm usually good. So when I'm wearing the tight clothing, it's I just know I need to empty my bag 2 times. If it's like something that's going to make my outfit really liquidy, 3 times. And then I'm usually good with the tight clothing. I have it down. I've had it so long, I just know. And if I'm wearing tight clothing, it's probably high-waisted. And if it did fill up, you probably can't tell because I'm wearing like the tight at the top and it kind of flares out and you can't see the little pooch. So you'll find something that works for you, your body, and what makes you comfortable, and then you'll roll with it. If you are new at it and maybe the tight clothing, you're afraid of a leak, I don't think I wore that right at the beginning. Like I said, it's almost been 10 years and I have what works for me kind of set in place. But high-waisted is probably my biggest hack to tell everybody, because people are like, I can't wear jeans. It's like, have you tried the high-waisted jeans? A lot of people haven't. Like I have a pair from Hollister, and I used to wear that when I was like younger, and they go up super high. They cover my bag. They're comfortable. They're even a little stretchy. And I'm like, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that ostomates will keep the high-waisted trend regardless. I don't care.
I will always wear it. Yeah.
No matter how low the low rises go, I will always be on that high-waisted train.
Always. Yep.
Nice. Kayla, do you have any hacks for ostomy clothing and output?
So for me, at first, I kind of went with like really loose clothing, and then the more I'm like, I've always been such a fashionista, I guess we could say. So I've always loved to just kind of wear whatever I liked, whether it be tight or not. So kind of just found like my own ways around it. So like if I'm wearing low cut pants, I don't mind. I like to tuck my bag out because I don't like how it feels against my skin. So I just tuck it out and then I just like accessorize it with like a belt, or I'll wear like a looser sort of shirt. Like today I'm wearing like these tight leather pants and I have like a loose sort of shirt. Like you can't really tell, like, and I had accessorize it, with like a hat and like a sweater. So I sort of just found like different ways around it. I do agree though with the other ladies on the high-waisted. It's so much more comfortable. You don't have to worry as much about, I feel a lot less conscious about my bag if I'm wearing definitely high-rise pants. And if I'm wearing any tight like shirts or anything else or a dress, I just kind of empty before wherever it is that I'm going. And for the most part, I'm pretty good for the night and I don't have to worry about it.
That's awesome.
And I think ostomy or not, when we're getting ourselves ready and we're getting dressed, we really want to accentuate our positives or things that we want to show off about our bodies or we want to call attention to. And I think that's true across the board.
And I think that's something that most humans try to do regardless of their ostomies. I feel like we're very aware of what we think looks good on us and what we don't think looks good on us. So ostomy bag or not, that's definitely a helpful thing. I've noticed a few guys on this call. Unfortunately, we were not able to find a male perspective panelist, but do we have any tips? I know, Sarah, I'm sure you've talked to plenty of male ostomates for your ostomy secret stuff. I'm assuming there are products that are designed for male versus female bodies.
Yeah, so well, at Ostomy Secrets, we have some of our products like our classic wraps, which are tried and true. That's a unisex product, so it works for everyone. Same with our swimwear. Typically, mostly men tend to have higher stomas than women. Women's stomas tend to be lower, like mine's well below my belly button. A lot of times for men, sometimes because they don't want to mess up sexual function, they end up putting them higher. So typically for guys, our wraps are good, but really when I'm talking to someone and helping them figure out what's going to be best, I have a few questions I might ask, like, where do you wear your pants? If you're someone that's wearing your pants kind of lower on your hips, you're not going to want your underwear clear up, above your belly button. So talking to guys about, how do they like to wear their clothes, and then seeing what we have that's going to work for them. But for most guys, our wraps are fantastic. And our classic wrap is really similar to what Kristen had. I can actually do that one real quick. Our classic wraps, they're really just a tube of fabric and you step into them. They come in black, tan, or white. And then on the inside, this is the inside, there's a pocket to place your pouch into. So your pouch goes in here. So then you have a piece of fabric between your body and the back of your pouch. And these are also made out of wicking fabric. So they pull sweat and moisture away from your body. So if someone's calling before they have their surgery, or, this is really the classic wrap is our tried and true. And that's really what I recommend. Usually right out the gate, you can take it to the hospital with you. And then if it's your first time and we know where your stoma is, because for Ostomy Secret, stoma location comes into play, maybe one pair of underwear, one wrap, try them out and see what you like. You might be going in going, oh, I'm going to be an underwear person, and end up liking the wrap, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a good point about the wicking too, because we are certainly in the season where that ostomy bag sticking to your leg. Oh, yep, I can feel it right now. Just think about it. Awesome. So I've got a few more questions on my list, but I'm also gonna open it up to all of our participants because I know that you guys have plenty of questions yourselves. And Paz has got one, so I'm gonna, Paz, if you'd like to unmute yourself, I've given everybody the ability to do that. So Paz, what's your question?
Does anyone know of any good one-piece swimsuits for ostomates?
It's a good question. Do any of our panelists have any insight on that?
And on Ostomy Secrets, all of our stuff is, we just do bottoms, but we also do have our swim wraps that you can wear along with the bathing suit that you already have. So our swim wraps, it's just a tube of fabric like our classic, but it's bathing suit fabric. There's a little pocket, so you can wear that and then put your bathing suit over it. And I would say, just like Kristen mentioned earlier, having a pattern on your bathing suit does help if you're interested in concealing, because the pattern's gonna kind of make the eye move around instead of focus. A little ruching never hurt anyone. That gathered fabric can help with concealing. And then for Ostomy Secrets, we do skirted swim bottoms and swim shorts. And then you would just purchase your own top to go along with it. And I love our swim shorts are my go-to for sure. They have a snug fitting brief on the inside, the pocket to place your pouch into, and then a little bit of looser short on the outside. And then I just wear it with like a tankini top.
Mhm. That's awesome. Kayla or Kristen, any thoughts on one pieces?
I'll add to that. I would research what style you like, Paz.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No, it's okay.
I already have a one-piece swimsuit already that has a fun design on it already.
Awesome. You're just looking for some more?
Just looking for some more information.
Cool.
So, kind of like what I did is I researched like different bathing suit styles. So I found, I literally just went on Google, researched different bathing suit styles, then went to Amazon and like found the bathing suit style that I liked. So for example, I have a high-waisted bathing suit bottom that has like a slit on the side of it. And to me, I love it because it's like kind of sexy, but then it's high-waisted on the side of where my ostomy is, so you can't even see it, which is amazing. So again, and they have one pieces like that as well. So research and see what style you might like and check on Amazon. You could find some really good deals on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one pieces are kind of having a moment again, which it's kind of like the high-waisted thing where all these styles are kind of coming back in fashion, and as ostomates, I'm like, yes, this is my time. So
I like a two-piece just because it's easier to empty, you know, no fun like trying to get a one piece back up if it's wet. With a two-piece, you know, you can just kind of, you know, get your pouch out empty and put it right back in without having to do the dance to get back into a one piece.
we all know the dance. Oh yes.
Yeah, if I wear one piece, I wear it to the beach and it's not wet, but it's still like when it's tight, I have to make sure it's like I stretch it around the bag because it's so tight. But I'm a thrifter, so a lot of my stuff I get thrifts. I'm trying to remember. I know like Target has a bunch of options. Shein, it's like super cheap, takes forever to get to, but it's really cute and it lasts. Aerie, I don't think recently I've had any one pieces from Aerie, but I have a lot of the two-piece bottoms and they completely cover. But yeah, I think like Shein has a ton of options in their one pieces, so that might work.
Awesome. Yeah, Paz, you got one more question?
What do I need to wear, like a wrap under the swimsuit, or could I use the stealth belt?
You could use the stealth belt, definitely. The horizontal is probably going to be good with the bathing suit, but if you get the same color, no one's going to even know it's the belt, you know. So if you have, I think yours is blue, so if you got blue bottoms and you wear a blue top with it, no one will have any idea. So it's kind of cool that way.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paz. Melanie, we've got a question from you.
For those of you that work for a company, including the elastic, are all your stuff latex free?
We can't guarantee it because it's, you know, it's not made where we manufacture it, so we can't guarantee for Ostomy Secrets that it is 100% latex free.
Kristen, you
Yes,
stealth belt.
I believe the stealth belt is made with it's like, it's not latex, but I can't even think of, but yes, I believe it's latex free. It's polyamide, right? And right, it's like not popping in my head right now, but come back to me and it'll get here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the peanut gallery? They're good ones. I'm liking them. Just gonna have to make me work more. Saturday. Don't want to work today. Let's see. Going back to my list. Okay. So one question. Are there any articles of clothing that you definitely do not like to wear with your ostomy? Either like you choose not to wear them because they make you nervous because of leaks, or you choose not to wear them because they restrict certain things or anything like that.
I mean, I
Oh,
steer clear
lower.
of compression.
Yep.
Anything that has compression in it, I would steer clear of.
Mhm.
I'd have to agree with Sarah. I definitely don't enjoy wearing anything that's like super, super tight. But I tend to notice that more with low cut jeans. That's probably like the only one that I struggle with the most.
Mhm.
But that's when sometimes I might just like tuck my bag out. But if they're like too tight, sometimes I'm just like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, if your article of clothing is restricting the flow from your stoma, there's only one place that's gonna go, and that's under your wafer, and you're gonna have a leak. So you want to
Under
be
your
careful
body.
not to have anything. You've got to wear clothes that are allowing your pouch to fill and not restricting the flow from your stoma.
Yeah.
So snug, but not so tight that you know it's gonna cause a problem, which I learned the hard way a long time ago.
Oh yes. Kristen, any?
Yeah. I think just like I said, I wear high waisted. I don't wear a lot of like pants that are lower because it constricts the bag and it creates this little, not fupa, I use the word fupa. I don't even know what that is, but it's like a little pouch right under my stomach. And I'm just like, okay, there's like a little lump. And then, so yeah, lower cut isn't my best friend. I guess I'm a little self-conscious when it's white. I don't wear a ton of like white pants or white clothing just in case, because I use like M9 odor eliminator and sometimes I get little blue dots and like that. It may show up a little bit more. That's the only annoying thing about it. It's blue, but other than that, like it never smells. But yeah, maybe white.
Yeah, I definitely, I bought a pair of white pants and they're like if I'm really, really, really feeling good, I'll wear my white pants, but I think I've worn them once in the last 3 years. So
Yeah. Same way.
like, do I want to tempt fate today? Do I not want to tempt fate today?
And I also have what the other thing was in the stealth belt. I'm sorry. It's nylon and lycra. So it's 80% nylon, 20% lycra. So we're good to go on the latex.
Awesome. Brains are slow. It's all good.
Some lycras do have latex, just a heads up.
Okay. That's good to know, Melanie.
Got it. Okay.
Gotcha. Did not know that. Melanie is our queen of like all things. Does it have latex? Does it have wheat? I'm in constant awe of like her breadth of knowledge of cross-contamination. So
Yeah, definitely.
cool. Any other questions? Only had 2 so far. Come on, I know you've got some. Paz, one more time, let's go.
How do I get in contact with Ostomy Secrets and what is it?
Sure. So I can actually drop our website into the chat. So Ostomy Secrets, we're a clothing company for people with ostomies. So we make underwear, we make wraps, and the secret for Ostomy Secrets is everything has a secure inner pocket to place your pouch into. And Ostomy Secrets is a part of Convatec, which is one of the major manufacturers. So we also, have a whole team of people. We have nurses, we have product specialists. So if you want to get samples of different pouching systems or, any of our skincare accessories, that whole team of people, we're all here to help you out along the way. So let me go ahead and drop our Ostomy Secrets website into the chat. So you've got that.
Cool. And I don't want to speak for you, Sarah, but I'm sure that if Paz had other questions, I can shoot over your email address to get in contact with you.
For sure. And I'm there. Honestly, most days answering the phone 9 to 6 Eastern. So you can give us a call. I can even, let me drop our phone number in and, you know, feel free to give me a call. That's what I get to do. I get to talk to people all day.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Melanie.
Okay, another company question. Do you guys make stuff for people with 2 ostomy bags? And what about like urostomy Foley type bags that aren't like just ostomy, but like sometimes they have tubing and other stuff?
So Ostomy Secrets, everything that we make does accommodate 2 stomas. Everything is made to work for left, right, or both. So with the underwear, it's one big pocket across the front. And in the wraps, it's one pocket on either side, with one exception being our regular Illusion wrap. It only has one very small pocket, but we have our curvy Illusion, which the Illusion are really more for intimacy. So we have some wraps, you know, for some wraps that are for every day. And then we have ones that are specific to intimacy. So that's the only wrap that doesn't accommodate double ostomies, but most everything else does. And it helps if they're on the same somewhat horizontal line. If you have one, if say one stoma is very, very high and the other is low, you may want to wear underwear for your lower and then a wrap for the higher. So that's when we talk to you over the phone. That's where we can really help you with sizing, figuring out, you know, which product is best for you. And then you can give us a call and we can help you with that for sure.
Makes sense. And I know from the stealth belt perspective as well, they can handle 2 ostomies, no problem. I know plenty of people with stealth belts who have 2 bags that kind of tilt either way. So they're really great about doing custom stuff like that. And I also think it's important to state that if you want to go with a non like ostomy specific solution. I mean, Kristen showed us that just really stretchy bandeau. You can easily go with something like a pair of exercise shorts or something like that to keep everything nice and smooth. So if for some reason or another the ostomy specific products aren't for you, there are other options out there that you can get at pretty much most major retailers. Go to your Target, go to your Walmart, go to your, I mean, everybody uses Amazon at this point. If you can't
Amazon,
find it,
that's what I was gonna say, that's right.
you can't find it on the Amazon, you don't need it. So
yeah.
I like to say if it works for you, then it works, whether it be our stuff or something else. If it's meeting your needs and you're able to do the things you want to do, you know, then it's working. Whatever it is that gets you there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we just saw in the chat doing a maternity belly band or camisoles from the top. Those are all awesome options. Any questions? There are none. This is fun. So Kayla, you have kind of a separate perspective from Sarah and Kristen, just from like the whole fashion piece. What do clothing designers, have you had good experiences with designers who've been interested in you modeling their stuff? Has there been any pushback because you've been ostomy for any reason? Can you talk a little bit about your modeling experience from the ostomy perspective?
So it's been kind of like a 50-50, I'd say. I would say it also depends where you are. So I've noticed in the US, designers are a bit more accepting of my ostomy. For the most part, it's just whatever it is that they designed, they usually work around it. I've had one who did want me in sort of like a see-through outfit and was like, you know, like she was like, you can't wear this, I'm sorry. And it's fine, like I understand, because it's my job to be her hanger, sort of, to, showcase her clothing. So I did see that, but when I went to Europe, it was definitely a lot, I'd say, harder for me, because a lot of designers weren't as welcoming of it. And also too, I don't meet a lot of height requirements, so I do also have that working against me as well. But I would say a lot of the designers that I've worked with have been super supportive of the ostomy community, really welcoming of it. One even let me interview her and ask her questions. So they've been actually just really open, and it makes me happy to educate them more for us as well. So for the most part, it's been pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really empowering, especially I think I'm probably not the only one, but we have this image of like models and fashion is like very rigid, and if you don't fit it, then you're nothing. And so to hear that they are more accepting of an ostomy, it's very heartening.
And I would
just
say there's a cultural shift in general towards acceptance of all kinds of things. I think people are more acceptant. There's a lot more body positivity for all types of bodies, and, disability awareness. So I think anytime that we're kind of using our platforms and we're sharing and we're teaching people about what's going on with us, it just kind of helps people be more informed, aware, and it just kind of, I think we're all kind of working to erase those stigmas that have been around. People oftentimes don't want to talk about pee and poop and butts and whatnot. And when we can get out there and talk about it openly and honestly, and kind of say like, hey, I have this thing and I'm really proud of it, and it's really helped me live my life. It just, across the board it's all good stuff, because we're all very different. We've all got our quirks and whatnot. And so being more open and honest and, about these things, I think there's been a shift for sure.
Absolutely. Questions? We've talked a lot about the positive part of ostomy clothing. Have you ever had a complete ostomy clothing mishap? And if so, what happened? Because we all like a good embarrassing leak story.
Well, how I learned how not to wear compression garments, really soon after my surgery, my initial ostomy surgery, I was in my best friend's wedding, and I wore like one of those like suck it in undergarments because, and sure enough, I was nervous about wearing it. So I was like, I'm not going to eat anything at the reception. I just don't want I have an ileostomy, so it's always going, even if I'm not eating it, it's always kind of going. And sure enough, I shoved myself into this thing, and then it leaked, and lesson learned. It was pretty early on, but that's why I do not wear compression garments anymore.
It's amazing how a single experience like that will completely turn you off of anything. Well,
and I was so new to it. I wasn't thinking like, oh, if the output has nowhere to go, I just didn't think of the mechanics of it all.
Mm-hmm.
I know better. When we know better, we do better. I know better now.
Love it.
So true. I guess I could kind of answer on that as well. And again, I think this kind of goes with like still being a new ostomate for me. I was thinking, just because I had the Crohn's brain, like if I don't eat, then the bag won't fill. But I didn't think of like air. So I took a day. It was my first time shooting in a bathing suit, doing a photo shoot outside in public. And I was like, I'm not going to eat all day. I'm not going to eat all day. And little did I think, oh, shoot, like my bag is filling with air. It's like ready to pop off of me. And I finally go and empty, and they're like, okay, we're done our photo shoot. And then a week later, I get the photos, and all you see is this huge puff just on my stomach. I was like, oh my gosh. And they were like, we're sorry. Like, we didn't know. Did you want us to edit it or not? And I was like, just leave it. Just leave it. And thankfully, honestly, those photos got published in a magazine. Thankfully, yes. So it's amazing. But I personally was like embarrassed, and I still am when I still see the big, huge puff on my stomach in the photos. But it was a lesson learned, and you can only move forward from there.
Uh-huh. We'll make a different mistake next time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have definitely had leaks where they've like gotten all over like my body kind of thing, and I'll like shove like napkins, but I don't remember them ever like being visible through my clothing. I don't know if I've been really good about like choosing certain prints and dark clothes, but I do remember one time being in the car with my mom. I don't even remember. I thought we were coming from the hospital, but I just had this like leak and it was just like growing more and more over me. And I don't think I had a change of bag. So that was kind of like at the beginning, like I definitely had something with me at all times to change. But I just remember being in the car and just like shoving napkins like all over, and it just like wouldn't stop. And I'm just like, it's on my hands, and I'm just like, we need to stop. And I don't think I had supplies. So just knowing like to be extra prepared. Now going in, I do not bring supplies everywhere. Every once in a while, it's rare. I will have a leak and I will have to go home, but I'm very lucky with leaks. I was at the beach and I laid on my stomach and I did have output. So I kind of asked for it, like, oh, do you feel like having a leak today? Cool, just lay down flat on your bag that's full at the beach. But just being over prepared, especially when you're just couple months in, because I think I even knew what I was doing, and I was just like, it'll be fine. I just didn't have a bathroom nearby, and I wanted to tan my back, priorities. But just being able to laugh about it later on instead of being mortified, because it's like I was with my boyfriend and I was like, I'm leaking. Does it smell? Like, what should we do? He's like, let's go to the bathroom. I was like, no, let's make it home. I don't have a bag with me. And just trying not to let those kind of things bother you, because in reality, you can now live your life. With me, I can now live my life with the bag. I would not have been at the beach. I would not have been wearing the bathing suit I was wearing, or feeling good. So yeah, just having stories that you're like, I can tell this later on and I'll laugh about it then.
And I don't know why our first instinct, if we think we're having a leak, is to immediately stick our hand in there.
I know.
I don't know why we all do that.
It won't
like,
go
I'm
anywhere.
leaking.
And it's like,
yes, I am.
Okay, well, my hands are going to be in there. I'm not going to touch anything else now.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I think I was trying to think of like, well, I asked you guys, now I have to think if I have one. So my embarrassing clothing moment with an ostomy was not a leak from the wafer or anything. I was in the bathroom at work and I emptied my bag, and for some reason, like, I had not moved my dress. And so I emptied my bag onto my dress.
That's my worst nightmare.
And I was like, what? Did I really just do that? And so I'm like washing my dress in the work sink and like doing all the soap. And I'm like, if I just like took a second and had my brain firing, this wouldn't have happened. But yeah. So I always remember that experience when I'm like, oh, clothing with an ostomy. Yeah, like make sure that it's not in the way when you're emptying your bag. That's just a general tip.
And for laying on my stomach at the beach, I always dig a little hole.
Yeah.
Like a sort of, and I have big boobs, so I make like a little boob hole and then a little pouch hole.
I'm the don't eat when I go to the beach kind of thing, or I eat before and then I wait like an hour or two, go to the beach. Don't eat while I'm at the beach. And it's like, okay, it's time to eat. So then the bag doesn't fill up. But I think we had like a picnic and we were eating. And then I was just like, oh, I'm going to lay on my stomach real quick. And I was just like, I think I feel like it's leaking. and then it like became the whole like it's on my skin and it's burning kind of thing.
Mhm.
But with Molly, what you do, like when I empty my bag with Jess's, now I will pull the whole thing up and tuck it under my bra, or I'll put it under my armpits so it's nowhere near in the way, because I seriously still to this day, that's like I would be mortified if that happens. So like I'm literally like this dress, I would pull the whole thing up and tuck it completely under, then empty my bag, because I'm like, what if it gets on the corner? So yeah, it's happened to you. I haven't heard someone say it's happened.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And that was my biggest
No.
fear. I got married back in September, and it was
Oh,
me and my
geez.
mom and my maid of honor. And it was like, guys, we're about to get real close.
Hold it up
We're
here.
just everybody's gonna grab a corner. We're gonna like pretend it's one of those parachutes at school. And we're just gonna make sure it's very far away from that ostomy bag.
Do what you gotta do, man.
Exactly. Like we are doing it. We are doing it. So it looks like we actually finally did get a question. So Bridge wants to know what are favorite workout clothing brands? What do you do for workout clothing?
Anybody?
Yeah, you go, Kayla.
I really don't have any. Amazon, I literally am like an Amazon crazy shopper. I go by style. That's like my thing. So I'm gonna go back to what I love, which is just anything or any print that I find that I like. I sometimes I definitely just make sure that the pants have pockets, because I'm like a pocket lover. So that's about it. But I wear all brands and styles, so I have no preference.
Nice. Other workout brands, Aerie, I'm sure.
Yeah, Aerie, and I have like a bunch of Lululemon because they're high waisted. I'm trying to think if there's any men high waist nowadays, probably. But just comfortable. I have like a Nike pair. I went to like not Big Five, but one of those just like out, you can get anything, you can get like a bat or like outdoorsy stuff, just one of those. And I saw like a pair of like Nike high-waisted leggings. Amazon, definitely. Super don't have a huge preference, but yeah, I mean Lululemon is very expensive and lasts forever, but I've had them like for 7 years. These pants, I've like 5 pairs of pants, and they're so comfortable and stretchy. I don't feel like they're like too compression-y. They're like I can stretch them. So, and they have pockets as well.
Well, and I think the benefit, like with our Ostomy Secret stuff, is if you're wearing that, like our wrap for working out, because it's got that wicking fabric, is you can wear whatever you want along with it. That's really, we're really all about lifestyle. So what do we have that's going to help you do the things you want to do? So if you're wearing, you know, our wrap, then whatever you want to wear that makes you feel good, you can wear along with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wear a stealth belt when I work out, because it's got that nice like spandexy feel, keeps my bag out of the way so it doesn't chafe on my thigh. But with that, then my bag is out of the way, and then I can basically pair it with whatever high-waisted leggings I want. Low-waisted leggings, I just prefer high-waisted ones. But that typically works fairly well in my experience with workout stuff for an ostomy. The other thing, workout wise, clothing, it does help to have kind of that support, because we are more prone to hernias. And so even if you've got a little bit of extra spandex in that area, probably not a bad idea.
Can I just add on to that too? Because I know like there's some people who don't really feel comfortable, you know, like in leggings. I feel like that was me at first in the beginning, because I was still, you know, adjusting. And what helped me get comfortable was finding print or styles, or like, what's your favorite color? Like if I know I look good in pink, I'm gonna buy me some pink leggings, and I am going to uncomfortably wear them, but at least they're in my favorite color, and I will feel somewhat confident in them. So you know, I don't know if that little tip might help someone out there too.
That's a really good point. Yeah, don't lose who you are because you have an ostomy. Like, go for it. Go for it. Any other, absolutely, Bridge. Any other questions that we've got before we call it a day? We've been so talkative. No, well, I'm so excited that so many people joined us for our conversation today. We've got it recorded, so once we're done talking here, I'm gonna go ahead and send it out to our listserv that I am actually putting in our chat right now. So if you go to the link that I just shared and you are not already a part of the email blast for all things UOAA Young Adult Wise, make sure you go sign up there so that you stay informed. Our next session will be in July. I believe our date is July 16th, same time, same place, 2 p.m. on Zoom. We're going to have a discussion on hydration because we are in the dog days of summer and it's nice and hot. We're still finalizing our speakers, but you can bet there will be a couple ostomates, there will be a nephrologist, and we're trying to get someone to come speak with us from an oral rehydration solution company as well. So make sure you stay on top of things, all things UOAA. And in the meantime, thank you to Kristen and Sarah and Kayla for taking the time to answer all of our questions about clothing and just enjoy some ostomy camaraderie. Is a great community to be a part of, and we certainly benefited from your insight. If you want to reach out to any of these wonderful ladies, you can find them. You can find Kristen on Instagram at the Fury Fighter. You can find Kayla on Instagram at Kayla IC, I believe. Sarah, are you on Instagram at all?
I mean, I have an Instagram, but I'm not really on there that much,
I'm
but
sure you can find Ostomy Secrets on Instagram.
Ostomy Secrets is on Instagram, yes.
Yep.
And
so, yeah. So all the good things. If you enjoyed our conversation today and want to see more from these lovely ladies, you can find them on social media. And if you want to get in contact with them directly, I can provide any email addresses if you want to shoot me an email. My email is my name. Go to the chat right now, Molly Outer at uostomy.org. That's my email address. I have like too many email addresses going on here. But if you have any further questions, reach out to me there. Otherwise, have a great rest of your Saturday, and we will see you next month for our second AMA on hydration. Thank you again for joining us, and thank you to our wonderful panelists one more time. Awesome.
Thank you, everybody.
Great
Thank you.
rest of your Saturday. See you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks so much.